Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Dr. Matt again with ZPT, and welcome back to your Thoughtful Thursday video series. As you can see, I'm not in the typical gym setting like I normally am down at CrossFit PHX. I'm actually in my home today and trying to test out some new audio equipment to hopefully improve the quality of the sound that you're listening to with each of these videos. Now, today's video topic is going to be focusing on passive modalities and passive treatments when it comes to seeing a practitioner like a physical therapist like myself. Now, this includes anything from massage to dry needling, mobilizations, manipulations, even a lot of the popular soft tissue work going on now, like the cupping and the gua sha scraping tools. What we have to understand is that these all serve a purpose. I've got nothing against them. They definitely work, but they are in the short-term temporary benefit range. Okay. We have to understand what exactly it is that we are doing with these tools. So they're working to desensitize our nervous system, right? So they're decreasing that pain response that we might be in. But we have to understand that this is just a temporary effect because it's working on something called the homunculus in the body. So the homunculus is the brain's representation of each and every single body part on us. So for example, all your fingertips, mouth, nose, eyes, tongue, all these high sensory perception areas, these represent higher portions of this homunculus, whereas areas like the low back and the hips and the knees don't have as high as representation. But what happens is if we take a gua sha tool or a dry needle or a cup to, like, say, area like the back of the shoulder, it will work to desensitize that area in the brain. So it decreases our pain response, which is great. However, this just creates a window of opportunity to help us move better, because if we're in pain, we're going to have dysfunctional movement patterns. If we can get you out of pain, we can now improve your movement patterns, and this is where we're going to get the long-term, long-lasting effects that we're after. Now, granted, I love a lot of these passive modalities. I get adjusted every so often. I definitely dry needle myself on occasion, despite how sadistic my wife may think I am, but it definitely works. But what it has to come down to is movement. All right. We have to improve our movement patterns. And we do this by one, getting ourselves out of pain, and then two, progressively loading and stressing these tissues in a smart, progressive way that improves our movement patterns for long-term success of years to come. Okay, this is how we get our body to not be in such constant pain. I'll give you an example. I get a lot of people that come to me for ankle mobility problems, right? They think that they have very bad ankle mobility, which is limiting their ability to squat down. So we'll attack that ankle mobility with a lot of scraping on the Achilles. We'll give them a lot of the banded ankle mobilizations to do. But what it comes down to is if we don't ever put that joint in a progressive load, so let's say a goblet squat hold, where we're sitting down in this bottom position for 2 to 3 minutes on end, we're never going to get the long-term lasting effects that we're after. We could do all this mobility work to the ankle, but it's not meaningful to the body. Okay. However, if we sit in the bottom of a squat, the brain is now going to connect all the neurological dots, and it'll be a meaningful, useful movement pattern that the brain perceives as meaningful, so it'll get there faster. It'll start to be able to use that pattern more regularly, and you'll notice those progressive benefits from weeks and months to come, and they'll be sustainable and long-lasting as well. Another good example is low back pain. Okay, 8 out of 10 people in America are getting low back pain, and we can delve very deep into the reasons why. But what it comes down to is movement again, right? So I get a lot of people that come to me for this, like I said, and we'll use massage. I definitely dry needle the low back on occasion. We'll mobilize the hips. But once we get them to a certain extent where they can move in a painful free range, this is where we start to employ a lot of the movement strategies. So I watch them hip hinge, I watch them squat, and I'll watch them pick things up off the ground, press things overhead, and this gives me a better idea of what their movement strategies are. People with low back pain, 9 times out of 10, it comes down to piss poor hip hinging and squatting patterns, right? We just don't know how to use and control our lumbar, spine, our pelvis, and our hip complex to produce a stable spine and a useful movement pattern. So once we get them out of pain, we can reprogram and retrain these movement patterns for the long-term success. Okay, this is what makes us different here at ZPT. We're not just going to use the passive modalities. We're going to go into finding the root cause of the pain through movement. We're going to stress that movement and load that movement purposefully and progressively over weeks and over months to give you the long-term benefit you're after. Okay, because what it comes down to, you shouldn't become dependent on practitioners like myself. It doesn't matter if it's a physical therapist, a chiropractor, massage therapist, a DO, an MD. We got to find out how you're moving and fix that movement pattern. Okay, I want to empower you to take some control in your own rehabilitation program, because if you got some skin in the game, I know you're going to do what's necessary to improve yourself and get yourself out of pain. I hope you guys enjoyed this Thoughtful Thursday video on passive modalities and passive treatments. Hope you learned something from it, and hope you can make now an educated choice, an educated decision when choosing the right practitioner. Look forward to the next video series, guys. Take care. Have a great week.